and that's that you got one playmaker. That's LeBron.
Thank you.
And Kyrie, so 73% of his baskets unassisted. In Cleveland, you had Kyrie to make plays for him sometimes, Dwayne Wade in Miami to create for him. And where it's a problem is against the really good teams, particularly the Clippers, because it's right. It's tough enough when you're the lone playmaker on your team.
Right.
But then when you got a perimeter defense like Kawhi, Paul George, and Pat Beverly, that's very tough, and that's why they're looking to get a playmaker if they can to help LeBron. So I think that's the issue now. When LeBron said we're going to run the offense through AD, I think he meant it, and I think they're doing that. I think he meant AD's going to be the leading scorer, but we have to understand running it through AD is different than if he said we're going to run it through D Wade or we're going to run it through Kyrie, because they didn't need a setup guy. So when they ran at times the offense through Wade or Kyrie with LeBron was kind of standing over by the hash like this, right? By the hash mark, watching. With AD, even if you run it through him, you got to make a post feed. You got to get him going on the break. You got to throw him an alley-oop. He's flashing across the lane. Whatever it is, look, AD needs a setup guy, and that's what LeBron is. So, and I also think when LeBron said it, we know he's strategic. One of the most strategic athletes we've ever seen off and on the court. So when he said about AD, we're going to run the offense through you, I believe he was like, I got to build up this guy's confidence. Because I think you would agree with this, Skip. AD has a #1 game, but he's not had the #1 mentality.
Nope.
Maybe it's he was a late bloomer. He grew a bunch his senior year or junior in high school. At Kentucky, only averaged 8 shots a game, 14 points. So I think LeBron is like, I'm going to try to get this guy to be a #1, have a #1 mentality to help me this year win a title. And then every year going forward, it's going to become more and more AD's team as LeBron gets older. He's not planning on retiring anytime soon, but he's going to get older and older, and I think it's going to become more and more AD. So I think he's trying to prepare him for that.
Okay.
Go ahead. You want to go?
I'm going to go?
Yeah, I want you to go.
Really?
Go ahead. Yeah, I want you to go.
Shocking.
I'll let you go.
I got blessed on this show by Shannon Sharp said here. Go.
Important. You got to hear
You agree with everything I said, I assume.
I do agree with your final point. What LeBron said about playing through AD was just for psychological purposes. AD has never had the rub-off impact in New Orleans, he never had it in New Orleans, that you would think a player of his PER stature should have, because he's the PER prince.
Right.
At the top of the list every year, not maybe 1, but 1, 2, 3, and yet they were below 500 in his seasons there. Okay, so LeBron is saying, I got to build him up and keep him happy, and yet, to me, LeBron is pushing for 1 more MVP, maybe 2 more MVPs, because I still believe he needs accolades to catch Michael Jordan. He's not going to be able to catch him in championships. So he's saying, I need longevity records and I need big accolades, such as an MVP at age 35. Karl Malone won one at 35. So you would tie him as the oldest to ever win an MVP.
Right.
And the key to me, there's one more stat, although that one, about 73% of his baskets are coming where he just goes solo. Just goes, just says, but my turn, right? But the key stat to me is LeBron James leads the NBA in fourth quarter shot attempts, leads the whole NBA. And guess who is 103 shots short of LeBron? Anthony Davis.
In the fourth quarter?
In the fourth quarter, LeBron James has taken 103 more fourth quarter shots than Anthony Davis, who ranks 51st on this list of fourth quarter attempts. Okay? What does that tell you? In the fourth quarter, LeBron just says, get out of my way, I got this.
Right.
And we've seen it not work against the Clippers, especially the first night against the Clippers when Anthony just got zonked in the fourth quarter. He came up zeros, right? And yet they're 21-0 versus sub-500 teams. So LeBron is just saying, hey, especially if we're playing a mediocre to bad team in the fourth quarter, I'm just going here, because they can't stop me, and I'm going to get to the scoreboard, and I'm going to pile up some assists also. So he's putting up big numbers in the fourth quarter, and they're working because the overall numbers are pretty sensational. Is he not in the MVP conversation?
Yeah, we in it. But
he's not. He's not going to win it. I think he's got a long way to go to catch Giannis, Luka, assuming Dallas can start winning a little more, and Harden. Even.
Harden as well.
Harden has been sensational. He
Yeah.
was again
9
last
of
night.
34.
I'm just saying LeBron's probably fourth or fifth on the list right now, MVPs.
I think that what we're losing sight of is that when they said they're going to run the offense, they thought like LeBron was going to say, okay, AD going to go get 30 and 15, and I'm going to average 15. You have to realize, as you mentioned, Chris, there are no other playmakers. LeBron is not posting nearly as much because guess what? He's playing with two other bigs. No. So who you got AD post, and you either got JaVale or Dwight Howard on the court. So LeBron loves space. If you look at LeBron points, they come in house, Skip. Threes, layups, free throws.
That's it.
So who the hell is assisting him on those? Because he's dribbling the ball and he's pulling up from three. Or he's driving the ball. Very few times do they get him the ball in a situation where he's diving down the hole. He's normally putting a move, dribbling between his legs, getting to the basket on his own. But if you watch him, they play the pick and roll. He and AD do a very good job. I don't think they do enough of pick and roll.
That is true. I agree with that.
Right.
But if you notice, Skip, he'll dump the ball down to AD and go clear to the other side. He's like, AD, do your thing.
Right.
But I just want y'all to know now, I'm going to let y'all do what y'all do for 3 quarters. If it ain't working for a quarter, your boy going to do what I do.
Okay.
And that's what he been doing. He leading the league in assists, Skip.
Well, he is, because when he dumps down to AD and he goes and stands in the corner, AD often scores that basket, and you get an assist.
See, they've got to get AD going in the fourth, though.
Yes.
Because, again, against the Clippers, if you watch those 2 games, and to me, it's the Clippers. That's the only team in the West that can beat them. That's the only team.
And
that
the Clippers seem to only get up for they do know they don't get the Lakers for 3 rounds,
They
right?
do seem
so
that way.
You keep dilly-dallying around talking about Lakers, and somebody going to bust your head before you even see the Lakers.
Nah, that's fair. But if you look at those 2 games against the Clippers, the Lakers have led for the most part early in the game and even late into the 3rd quarter, I think, in the Christmas Day.
Right.
And in the 4th quarter, it's been all Clippers.
It has.
So I think you got to get AD used to being dominant in the 4th quarter. And I do think there's some, and I don't fault LeBron for this, but I do think he's looking at his numbers too. I don't know so much as to win an MVP. He may know that's going to be hard to do with AD on his team. But I think he wants those records. And I don't fault him. I mean, every great player wants records, but you can get to Kareem, and, I think he does want those. And so a lot of these games they have in hand in the 4th quarter, and he's still putting up numbers because he's chasing those
we tried to take a seat because we was up 22 at the start of the 4th quarter, and with 3 minutes in the 4th quarter, we only up 10. Right. And now all of a sudden Frank Vogel got to put him and AD when they thought they were like, oh, we good. We only got 38, we only got 28 minutes, and LeBron and AD good for the night. They end up playing 39 minutes in a game in which you was up 30. You can't do that.
So, quick point about you saying Luka's probably ahead of LeBron in the MVP race. Luka ranks 54th in the NBA in shots attempted in the 4th quarter because he disappears a lot in the 4th quarter. And last night, in a nationally televised game against Denver, which has suddenly caught fire, Luka scored 0 in the 4th quarter. Right. And they had the ball at the end with 15 seconds left, and he'd made nothing happen, and they turned it over. But he was 0 for 3 in the 4th quarter and 0 for 1 from the free throw line. And I watch him a lot, and I'm not seeing that guy in the 4th quarter.
He might be 51st in the 4th quarter, but he sure getting up them shots in the first 3 quarters. Well, he in the top one of those.
No, he's and if they keep winning, that's the key for that. If their record is 50+ wins, then he may finish ahead of LeBron. I just think, and LeBron's got the extra, again, having AD, it's just like Shaq and Kobe.
You know what we're going to have. I told you we're going to have more than 56 wins.
Oh, the Lakers?
I know we got more than 56 wins. So we got to do something. You have to make an adjustment now. Well, we somewhere like 60, 65, and 17.
So you got LeBron as MVP right now?
No, I mean 65 and 16, 66 and 16. What we going to do, Chris?
They going to win 65. You have LeBron as MVP?
No. We can win.
I'm just asking.
Wait, he had him as MVP when he was at St. Vincent St. Mary.
I know he was coming. I think he was a 5-time MVP. He didn't play the NBA. But I'm saying, though, Chris, I mean, we 65 and 17, 66 and 16. Somebody's going to have to answer for this because everybody said we weren't going to win but 50 games. Maybe 48.
What's your record against the Clippers right now?
Skip, that's only 2 games.
0-2.
We got something for them at the end of the month.
Well,
that's going to be a big game.
Right? Yes, we got something for them.
That's going to be a big game.
We got something for them.
Really? Well, you better.
I think you were saying that on December 23rd.
Yeah, we're going to do what the Grizzlies did. You remember when the Grizzlies put that 140 spot on them?
Look, I picked the Lakers myself, so they need to put something on the Clippers.
I just want to know what the claw was with Jay Crowder put that 27, 8, and 7 on it.
Well,
I got us a 10 and 6 guy, Chris.
Why don't you ask where Paul George was that night and where was was Patrick Beverly because neither played. Well, they didn't. They didn't play.
Okay, what about what they call the Knicks?
He was load manager.
The Knicks.
Kawhi.
The Knicks got 132. The Knicks ain't scored 132 in the last 2 games combined.
All they care about are the Laker games.
But you don't get the Lakers all 3 rounds.
But they not gonna. It's the Clippers and the Lakers. That's it. And the Lakers got to find a way. They got to figure out a way to beat the Clippers.
Okay,
that's what
I'm
it's coming
still
down to.
intrigued by the Rockets. I know.
Well, they
you got
give the
your
Clippers
issues.
trouble.
I know they do.
But
It's going to be interesting.
We got them next Friday. We got some for James Harden next Friday.
Yeah, and by the way, Russell Westbrook load managed last night. He took the game off at Atlanta as he should have.
And my guy Trae Young doing it.
so now you're mad.